All right now, what's up, y'all? I was just laughing sitting here with God. You know what I'm saying? And God said, Adam, I put earplugs before earplug was even made. Before we made earplugs, I put earplugs in your ear. Spiritual earplugs to teach you how to discern good and evil. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to know how to discern good and evil, but I didn't want you to get it from preachers though. That's why all you heard from Reverend Pointer was the singing, you know what I'm saying? The Psalms, you know what I'm saying? That's the way he used to preach. He say a few words, then he say Then he say a few words, then he say And I think I'm gonna get like that, cause I be doing that sometime when I be thinking in my head. I say a few words, then I be you know what I'm saying? Be crying. That be when I'm crying. Adam, this Reverend Pointer, Uncle Peck brother, you know what I'm saying? Tank, you know what I'm saying? Adam Pointer, that's my name, Adam Pointer, you know what I'm saying? But I was Peck brother, you know what I'm saying? Any kind of way you look at it, whether they were real daddy, real whatever. Me and Peck was brothers, you know what I'm saying? And Peck went to my church, and we had a good church, TDJ. This God, you know what I'm saying? Enterprise, Mother Zion was good church then, but I wouldn't trust Enterprise or Mother Zion right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like crying when I say that. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't trust them now. You know what I'm saying? No, no. Not after Adam went through what he went through and they didn't come up and show up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could trust them now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? If Reverend Pointer, you know what I'm saying? And Uncle Pick, you know what I'm saying? But, Adam, I remember, telling somebody I wanted to be their preacher, and they got real mad, you know what I'm saying? They got mad at me, and they was family members, you know what I'm saying? And they got mad at me because I said I wanted to be the preacher, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all need a preacher at their church, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of got mad at me, you know what I'm saying? And I really didn't understand why, and I still don't understand why, you know what I'm saying? But then, the Bible is a good book and it's true, but it got to be rightfully divided and discerned. You know what I'm saying? Words got to be known to be correct. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got schools for. Government got the school for. You know what I'm saying? For education, for knowledge, for wisdom. You know what I'm saying? For spirit to give us our thoughts, how we think. You know what I'm saying? And the basic instruction before leaving Earth is, leaving Earth is just simply leaving the state of mind of being in Earth skin. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you see Earth skin, but you're really not Earth skin. You can change in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, and be a spirit. You know what I'm saying? And you a spirit now. Because you can lift up your arms, move them around, swim in water, you know what I'm saying? Walk on the ground, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to walk on the air, no. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to fly, no. You walk. You know what I'm saying? You walk. You designed to walk. You know what I'm saying? You're not designed as a bird to fly. That's a bird do that. And he got his own language. They talk to each other. You hear them talking to each other too. But then, like I say, man, like I was on in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I was saying in the beginning, you know, we're not supposed to inherit incorruption. But T.D. Jackson them put us in corruption anyway. You know what I'm saying? And incorruption is in corruption, just like it say, in something that's corrupted. And I say you couldn't inherit that, but they gave it to you anyway. And incorrect, the word incorrect, is it wrong? No, that's right. The word incorrect is a right word, just spelled wrong as a stumbling block by the devil. You know what I'm saying? So when you really right, they say the devil tell you you really wrong because it's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? And it's really in something that's correct. That sentence they wrote, that paragraph they wrote, or that book project they wrote, that theses they wrote. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the teacher say it's correct, it's correct. But if the teacher say it's incorrect, and you know it was correct, it's still correct then, because it's in something that's correct. You know what I'm saying? Incorrect ain't never been wrong. It's always been right. But the devil made it wrong. And that's what we working with now. Everything that the devil made wrong, I'm trying to make right. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Now, I'm going to show you something with this. And you going to know what I'm saying. Now, listen to this. The scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. Now, the scribes and Pharisees ain't never sit in Moses' seat. Now, they just looking at time and Jewish fables right there, because Moses' seat is God's seat, Adam's seat. You know what I'm saying? And how is a scribe and a Pharisee gonna sit in God's spot? You know what I'm saying? A scribe and a Pharisee? Nah, they didn't do it. Nah, I said the priests became brutish after Moses left. So scribes and Pharisees, yeah, they was preachers and stuff, but they wasn't chosen by God. You know what I'm saying? So that sentence right there is wrong, really. But you gotta read it because you're reading the Bible. But you yourself know you don't trust scribes and Pharisees, do you? They just preachers and deacons and bishops and all that from a church or a synagogue, and they're sin against the God of gods. Church really supposed to been for Jesus, for those that was hid in Jesus. That was supposed to be in church. Just gathering together, talking about the true words of God. You know what I'm saying? Not making up stuff about we work for the devil and the devil help us get to God and the devil, lead us to Jesus and all that thing. And Christ was smitten by God and Jesus, it pleased me to bruise him and all that kind of shit. This God, it didn't please me to bruise no Jesus. And I didn't strike Jesus, that. So that's a lie, but you got to read these words carefully. You know what I'm saying? Some of them true, some of them ain't. You know what I'm saying? All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe. That's true, you know what I'm saying? But then you got to discern it before you observe what they say. Because nowadays, church people don't tell you the truth. They tell you what they believe and what they want you to know. They tell you what they want you to think. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you what's true about God. They tell you what they want you to think about God. How they want you to feel about God. You know what I'm saying? And do not you after their works. You know what I'm saying? Listen to their words. Observe their words. Listen to them. See if they right or not. That observe but do not do after they works. You know what I'm saying? Like T.D. Jakes and them judging and accusing after the devil. You know what I'm saying? Don't do they works. Being jealous and envious and because somebody got a better stature than them, they hate them and they want to go out to war with them and don't want to, be charitable. They'd rather, work for money and sacrifice somebody else's life or money, you know what I'm saying? Sacrifice life or money, you know what I'm saying? To operate a church, and lie and say it's us, a church, when it's really a sin against the God of God, synagogue, the seat where Satan dwells. For they say and do not. You know what I'm saying? They say stuff and do not. You know what I'm saying? They say Jesus, 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 and don't believe in Jesus, Jesus, Jesus for real. You know what I'm saying? They just in there to be stumbling blocks to us like Creflo Dollar. He just set up to be a stumbling block. T.D. Jakes set up to be a stumbling block. For they bind heavy burdens upon us, and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders so they could carry them. You know what I'm saying? Do this, and I'll pay you this. You know what I'm saying? And no, they ain't paying us enough. You know what I'm saying? But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. They ain't gonna work like that. John wouldn't have let me set his motherfucking pay. Ernest wouldn't have let me set his pay. You know what I'm saying? You know, Dow wouldn't have let me set they pay. You know what I'm saying? But they got to now. But all their works they do to be seen of men. They make broad their I don't know, and enlarge their borders of their garments. You know what I'm saying? Look at T.D. Jakes and them attire, and love the uppermost rooms in at the feast. You know Adam don't give a damn about shit like that, but T.D. Jakes and them do. And chief seats in the synagogue. That's why I say, scribes and Pharisees ain't got shit on Moses. Ain't nothing like Moses. You know, T.D. Jakes will try to put himself in Moses' seat or God's seat. And you know, T.D. Jakes a scribe and a Pharisee lying on paper to us. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know, I'm sorry, Sarah, you know what I'm saying, and your husband and stuff. Y'all, you don't preach too, but man, preaching ain't what. I'm glad, you know, like I say, you know, I put earplugs in Adam's ear when he was young. All he heard was Reverend Pointer saying, and it sound good. Say a little few words, then and you know the choir had the music playing, you know what I'm saying? So I was sounding good, and then say a few words, and like, scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, and therefore whatsoever be it you observe. And then he talk, he say, you know, he said shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, I just couldn't get the words, man. And then even when I got grown, I would be taking somebody to church, somebody invite me to church. I swear, I couldn't understand nothing the preacher was saying. God never let me understand the words. I couldn't go to a scripture and understand it when I first grew up, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But then even when, you know, I went to the army, you know, and I liked to go to church in the army, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we had a good chaplain, you know what I'm saying? You know, you could have a bad chaplain, I guess, but we had a good chaplain. And the reason I call him good, this God, because he told us straight up, you know what I'm saying? I know you drill sergeants, you know what I'm saying, don't want y'all to sleep out there, you know, while y'all training, but, and I know all y'all are not Catholic, you know what I'm saying? He told us just like that. So I know all y'all, you know, are, you know, Baptist, Pentecostal, Presbyterian, you know, of all denominations. So here, I don't expect you to hear me talk or hear the word. He said, it's good if you do stay up for the word, but those who want to sleep, this is where you sleep. Don't sleep out there, you know, while you training. You know what I'm saying? You get in trouble. But here in this church, you can sleep. And that's what I liked about that what we call him, chaplain. You know what I'm saying? I loved him. I was like, damn, I'm going to church Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear nothing. I was asleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. But God would never let me hear nothing anyway. Chill, you know, David Stoltenberg took me to the side and talked to me while me and him was smoking. I said, man, me and you sitting up here talking about God, sitting up here smoking a cigarette, and that was the best thorn I could have put in Adam's side right there. Smoking cigarettes, because you got to be ashamed walking up to somebody saying something about Jesus, you know, teaching them something about the Bible. But Adam had zero shame. I'm talking about Adam had zero shame to come up to you, you know, smoking a cigarette, and you ask him something about the Bible, and he just go off and tell you nothing but the truth. You know, that's why Robert Franklin and Patrick and them would cry in his face when he would teach him something. Just teaching him something simple, they would sit there and cry because they knew Adam was Adam, the real Adam. And seen the end before he did, and loved the uppermost rooms at the feast and chief seats in the synagogue. You know what I'm saying? They love that, and they can't deny and lie and say they don't. And greetings in the marketplaces, and to be called of men rabbi, rabbi. I heard T.D. Jakes say, you know, young men ain't even got no respect no more. They don't want to say bishop, they rather say T.D. Jakes. Like, shit, like, you know, that really means something. See, he'd rather be called rabbi, rabbi, you know what I'm saying, or T.D. Jakes. He fussing because people say, because the men say, that they ain't got no respect for him because they don't call him bishop, they call him TDJ. But be not you called rabbi. Just don't be called bishop, dumbass. For one is your master, even Christ, even Adam. You know what I'm saying? And you all are brethren. You know what I'm saying? Regular dudes. You know what I'm saying? And call no man your father up on earth, Henry. Ran straight to the Catholic priest when Adam said what he said, and he ain't never been up here and started preaching. Henry ran straight to the Catholic Church and got up under a father to listen to instead of Adam, because Adam worked with him and he was his friend, and he couldn't believe Adam, so he had to go get somebody else word for it. You know what I'm saying? For one is your father, which is in heaven, Henry. Adam is the one you was running from, going to get other information from somebody else instead of listening to what the fuck I was telling you. That's why that tornado, one day me and him was out there, you know what I'm saying, working, you know what I'm saying, welding and stuff, and then, you know, we was taking a break, you know what I'm saying, and I was reading the Bible, and Henry was walking around doing something, and everybody was doing something else. Some people were welding on their pipe, you know what I'm saying. And then, you know, Dale, one of the foremen named Dale, you know, one of my friends, you know, all of them were good friends of mine. I loved all of them. And Dale truck was broke, you know what I'm saying? And it had been broke since he cut it off at 7:30, you know. And it was about 11:30, and they wanted to go to lunch at 12. You know, it was about 11:30 time for lunch. So, you know, the truck wouldn't start, and the truck wouldn't start, and the truck wouldn't start. And he tried and tried and tried. Then somebody hollered out, joking, you know what I'm saying, Jackson, go heal that truck. So, you know, Jackson heard that, you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, all Adam did is turn that Bible upside down to mark his play and save his play. And he just walked, and Henry just stopped cold and folded his arms and looked at Jackson like, now Jackson, dumbass, getting up to go heal that truck. And he know they playing. But Jackson didn't look at it as they was playing. Man, Jackson went to that truck, put his hand over the engine, and just walked, opened the door, and cranked the goddamn truck up. The motherfucker. And then the foreman told him 8 years later, man, that truck you healed still running the same way when you healed it. So, you know, Adam and everybody bowed down to him that day. Not Henry. Henry was upset, just like some of the people when Adam, you know, come up with new shit that they ain't never heard before. And they wondering how come they ain't never felt that or heard that, you know, and Adam get it first. But then, you know, they get jealous or envious or something. That's the way Henry felt, you know what I'm saying? So, all of a sudden, you know, out there in the sand and in the dirt, you know what I'm saying? It was dirt we were working in and sand. All of a sudden, on the other side of the fence, about 30 yards, arose a tornado. And the tornado was about, I say it came from the tip of it, and it went out to be about, I say, 40 feet wide. You know what I'm saying? 40 feet wide on the top, down to the stem. So it came directly from the field, and it came at me and Henry, and everybody stopped to look at it. And it came directly at me and Henry from way out there. It turned, and it came directly at me and Henry was arguing, wanting to argue about some shit. And it came through me and Henry, and when it came through me and Henry, Henry turned around and looked at me and said, "Shh." I laughed my ass out because when that tornado went through us, I already knew what Henry would think of we were arguing. And then it was God telling me and Henry to shut up, and Henry said, "Shh." I said, "Yeah, nah, that's your ass, nigga. You shut up, nigga. You shut up." We were laughing, though. And everybody was bowing down then. You know what I'm saying? That's the day everybody bought a CD. Even John and Ernie bought a CD of that 2008 CD, The Last Adam and Exodus, that I made. Them two CDs, Ernest and John bought them. And all the people. No, I ain't gonna say everybody. I say about 40 of my co-workers bought my CD. You know what I'm saying? After I made them miracles. And then that ain't nothing. You know, I was at safety council one day and I was sitting there, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't like to see people, you know, with limbs that's messed up, like a finger gone or an arm gone or a leg missing. I don't like to see that, you know what I'm saying? God forgive me, but to me, I ain't saying it's nasty, but it's in that class. And I don't like to see it. It make me like want to throw up. Like if I'm eating something and I see it, I'm gonna want to throw up my food. So I don't like to go in restaurants and see somebody with one arm or one leg or something, cause I ain't gonna want to sit around them or I ain't gonna want to let them see my food or nothing. Like somebody being too old, like a grandmother getting too old, 80, 90 years old, I wasn't gonna eat at their house, and I wasn't gonna eat nothing at my house if they came to visit for a week or a weekend. I wasn't gonna eat nothing the whole time they was there. You know, and my grandmother was really the only one, and grandfather the only one, knew I was like that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't just broadcast and tell everybody. But I ain't drink after nobody, I ain't eat after nobody. If you drunk out of it, I wasn't gonna touch it. And if it was my soda and my cousin them knew how to steal my soda, but all they had to do was drink out of it. And I was gonna say, "Oh man, you can have it, you can have it." They do. And they knew if I had a hamburger, don't ask for none, because I wasn't gonna bite after you, like Ricky and Pome. You know, my boy Craig and Ricky, they could share a damn hamburger, and it could have mayonnaise all on it, and be mayonnaise on the side of their mouth, and they still share it and take it and bite the next bite. I say, "Nigga, you crazy. I can't do that." You know what I'm saying? But one day I was out of safety council, you know what I'm saying? And it was lunchtime, so you know I had the people, the machine, the computers was down, so they told us to go to lunch early and come back at after lunch. So you know we were leaving, and I was out there smoking a cigarette, you know what I'm saying? And then three Mexican boys came, and they was about 27, 25, you know, 23 to 27, you know what I'm saying? And they came walking out, and one of them, his left arm was skinny, you know what I'm saying? And it was just bone, didn't have no muscle on it, you know, didn't have a forearm, didn't have a bicep, just bone. And then it didn't have a hand, just had like a nub, you know what I'm saying? So when he came out, he had it up under his chin like this, and he was walking with the rest of them, with the other two. And I just simply said in my mind, "God, I wish that man hand would hold just like his right hand was with it, not his left hand, his right hand." And I said, "God, I wish that man hand was whole just like everybody else." And I swear to God, in 2 seconds, that bone went from bone to through the sleeve to just as regular as the regular hand, like 1 second really. It did it in 1 second, but it seemed like it was 2 or 3. It just went, and it was regular. And then I'm like, God damn, right there in my face. I was like, "Ooh, weak, oh shit." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm like surprised like a mug. And then, you know, it was like God, it was like nothing to God, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, shit, just like nothing to God. And then I was like, man, surprise, tripping. And then they went on a lunch, And then when they came back home, boy, was playing with me with the arm. His friend was on the other side of me. He was taking that arm that I healed and, was playing with the ear of his homeboy and all that, letting me know. Thank you. That was him apologizing. Instead of him coming out his mouth and saying it, he was just playing with his homeboy ear, letting me know he could work that arm now, that hand now. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say. You know what I'm saying? But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, TJ. The people who the greatest, you should set out to be a servant, TDJ. But you don't think like that, do you? Y'all people like y'all don't think like that. You don't have a royal mind, you know what I'm saying, and think like a servant. It ain't no way you could think of yourself like God and think of yourself like a servant. Oh, you really trying words, but I don't believe you in your heart, TDJ, because you ain't got no love, ain't got no mercy, no grace. You ain't got no. All you got is what sacrifice, money, or time, or what you could do for you, what people could do for you. Worried about. You ain't worried about, nothing else. If it ain't something that we could do for you and Sarah and them, it ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, godly. You know what I'm saying? And then for a man to be able to sabotage somebody else and then come out and say he sabotaged God and tell God he sabotaged him and tell Adam he sabotaged, knowing he Adam. He knew the whole time. Because he used to say back in the day, Adam, I'm going to slap Adam. Shit like that. Where my money? Where my money? We ain't come to raise the dead. Shit like that. Then gonna sit up there and feel fucked up. And then gonna get on me and think I'm, a fucked up person. You know what I'm saying? I'm messed up and it's my fault now. Cause, I don't forgive. I ain't got no mercy or I ain't got no grace or I'm a fucked up God. Cause I don't think like he do. And he's supposed to be forgiven without apologizing. Ain't no forgiveness without apologizing, fool. That's what repent means. And then last night, Gruffalo Dollar sit up there and said loud as hell that repent don't mean apologize. He a goddamn lie. See, that's what y'all problem is. You know what I'm saying? All y'all people that's, church people. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all problem. That's why I say Psalms 1, that's y'all's book, man. Go to Psalms 1 there. Go to Psalm 1. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to read this. They already know what's wrong in the Bible and shit. They already know how they think and stuff like that. But go to Psalm 1. Tell them what Psalm 1 means. You know what I'm saying? Psalm 1, all about church. You know what I'm saying? It's all about church. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. You know what I'm saying? It's all about church. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first psalm. My grandfather told me, Uncle Pig told me to read psalm. That's what he always told me, read psalm. Ain't but six verses. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, the church. You know what I'm saying? Nor standeth in the way of the sinners, judgers and accusers, devils. That's what they do. This is not people who smoke and drink and have sex, you know what I'm saying, outside of marriage and stuff like that. This is none of the above. This is nothing but devils and Satan and demons judging and accusing. That's what that word sinners mean. You know what I'm saying? So, nor standeth in the way of those who judge and accuse, working for the devil and children of the devil, nor sit in the seat of the scornful, judging and accusing preachers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. No stealing, killing, destroying, committing adultery, no lying. Yeah, it's a delight in the Lord. And Creflo Dollar and them don't want the law. Shit. And his law do he meditate day and night. Man, I ain't gonna do nothing wrong to nobody. Day and night. I ain't gonna do nothing wrong to nobody. Be nice to everybody. That's my whole thing. That's being God. God is love. And ain't no way around being nothing other than love when you God. You ain't got to be gay and like no man, but you got to create love in another man because love is friendship. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, what's up? How you doing? Oh man, all right, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Going on about your way. Instead of, man, you stepped on my shoe. And then you end up shooting somebody. Because you just ain't got no manners. Wasn't raised by no God. You was just raised up by devils. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in season. His fruit, all that is my love, my education, my knowledge, my wisdom, my spirit, my soul in season. And his leaf also shall not wither. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. But the ungodly, those who judge and accuse, they are not so. They are like chaff, like the skin. Remember that skin? That's when you scratch your leg, that skin that come off, that's chaff, which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand. Those ungodly people who judge and accuse in them churches shall not stand in the day of judgment. That's the preachers. Now here the congregation, nor the judging and accusing congregation in the congregation of the righteous people. I ain't come to call the righteous. I come to lead sinners that judge and accuse to change their mind and stop judging and accusing because they working for Satan and not God. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous and know their heart. So you got to watch their heart. Don't take because they know the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's basic instruction before leaving earth. And every one of them still not only on earth, but shit, made up of earth. Shit, T.D. Jakes ain't got a spiritual heavenly bone in him. You know what I'm saying? That's the righteous that we didn't come to call. We come to lead sinners that judge and accuse, to tell them that they working and they dad is Satan. If they don't leave him alone, they gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't taking no, we ain't breathing and we ain't loving no low down ass Satan and no devil. But the way of the ungodly shall perish. It's gonna leave because I ain't got time to sit up there and fuss about no, you know, sit up there and murmur and complain and fuss with nobody and create no strife with no ungodly people that force y'all into incorruption and stumbling block words like unto and until. Like you know it's undone before you get to it. You gotta watch it, man. Trying to walk through a basic instructions before leaving earth. Don't nobody want you to leave, because if you leave, they stuck in the bucket as a crab. But I'm going to get off this thing now, man. And I'm going to talk to y'all later.